In 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Modern Sports Show, home of your Modern Sports takes. I'm Kory, and today we got KJ Handley.
So,
What's up, bro? So I really appreciate you coming back, doing this again. We
Yeah.
shot last Friday actually, and it was not a good take. So I really appreciate KJ coming back and showing y'all who he is, and we're gonna get a good version today. And we're gonna jump right into it, man.
absolutely.
So I'm right now I'm referencing my notes because what I did was I didn't want to have like some of the same questions that I asked you last time. I didn't want it to be like scripted. So my first question to you is speak to who your dad is and what he has meant to you on your football journey.
So, my dad is a humble man, serving Christ. He's my role model. He's one of my biggest role models in my life, and he was a very big part of my football journey. He's the reason, obviously, I play football.
Yeah.
Him being a coach, if nobody knew that. But it was at a young age, he really had us around it growing up.
Yeah.
So it influenced me, and I just seen other guys doing it, and it made him happy. I wanted to do it,
Okay.
to make my dad proud. But, later on down the line, it became something I wanted to do for me.
Yeah. And I think something that it kind of struck me because I actually, in preparation for today, what I did was to make, like, I think I said it the last time as far as wanting to understand the variations between yours and your brother mindset, Eric Handley. And so what I did, I actually went back and watched his interviews so I could piece the questions up better.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? So one of the things that stood out in talking with him was the fact that with your dad being your coach, right? At times, like when you step on the football field, he's coach. He's not dad.
Yeah.
And so Eric, he made the distinction that like, okay, I know when I'm on the field, I know to go to him like he's my coach rather than my dad. Eric was a quarterback though, and your dad is more offensive minded, right? So because of that, with you being a defensive player, what, if anything, but he was also your head coach, but his focus is more on offense. How did that affect you? Maybe in a good way, bad way? Was there any effect?
It was only a good way because
Okay.
iron sharpened iron, and it only made me want to compete against my father at practice.
Okay. Yeah.
So in times of where, my brother and my dad are on offense, I'm on defense, and we're trying to go after them. So it only fueled us in a very positive way, in a positive manner. Were there any times where I needed my dad and it felt like I couldn't go to him? Only due to, him being so busy.
Yeah.
But there were answers, to questions that could be answered by other people around me. He,
right.
Like I said before, he did surround us with other like-minded people that were willing to help and, watch us grow.
Yeah.
So I think that played a big part in it too. So
Right.
not only did I have him, but I had other, great men around me to help influence and help me grow too.
Now, when did you, with you being a defensive or a defender, I guess, like when did you know that, okay, I'd rather play defense than offense? Because I know growing up in Little League, we always play like both sides of the ball.
So 7th grade year was my last year actually playing running back. I always wanted to play running back.
Okay.
But, I got forced into playing safety. And I knew cornerback and linebacker, but I didn't know anything about safety. I never paid attention to it because it was like man is man. And this is before I was a football junkie like I am now. But I wasn't, when I got the concept of safety, okay, just be back there and wait till the ball come your way.
Yeah.
I really wasn't understanding. So I'm like, a lot of games I would just sit in the back of the field and nothing happened. I was like 30 yards down the field, nothing happens. And balls thrown, and now I'm panicking. and it's like, oh shoot, like I ran up here because I got bored, and now a ball
now you done
over
got
my
bombed
head,
on.
and I got bombed on. You know what I'm saying? So that I was really kind of forced into that role, but I fell in love with it very quick.
Right, and this is at 7th grade.
Seventh grade. This is in Mississippi.
Mississippi. Okay. Because 8th grade you went to Spain Park.
Yes,
sir. Okay. All right, and so, you know, at that time though, when you started, I guess, like, when did you find the love, like the passion that you had, especially throughout your high school years that we seen? When did that passion, like, I want to play defense, when did that spark up?
Around the end of my 7th grade year. So when I was back at corner, I had who was it? My teammates, like I told you. Shout out to my childhood friends, Devon, Delijah, and Jr. That really influenced me and helped me fall in love with the defense because those boys were relentless. Like I told you, those boys were in 7th grade benching 150. And I was just trying to chase after them in every aspect that it was. Like, I'm seeing them guys run 4.7.
Yeah.
You know, they did track, I did track.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, they were just relentless. And then them coming from a tougher situation than I was, there was a little bit of a disconnect at times, but I made sure to invite to be very open with my home and my life to them. So it allowed us to really grow.
Right. And, you know, now that you say that, it made me think of something. It's like when we first met each other, I was in the cash, you know what I'm saying? I had just got my surgery or whatever.
Yeah.
And so, but one of the first things that I noticed, right, we came over there, it was when y'all was staying out in McCalla. Kobe came to the house to work out.
Yeah.
And I was like, this cat, like, you had your shirt off, you were glistening with sweat. I'm like, this cat, you know what I'm saying? You was you know, your dad had y'all going through some workouts, but like, I was like, you know, he take care of his body. You was looking good for, I think at that age, only be 16, 17, 18 maybe. So, where did you, I guess, is that where that passion for, like, taking care of your body? Because you're very serious about, like, your regimen, what you eating, how you're training. Is that where it came from, those early years?
The early years, I would say, obviously working out, but my diet wasn't the best. I'll be honest. That was just a lot of it, God-gifted genetics, you know, so I would say, it was from how we grew up, how we were brought up. So it played a role in my physique and my health.
And now, another thing, when you were explaining just kind of how you seen those older or those guys at the time that you kind of wanted to start modeling, you said they were relentless. And when I think of you, honestly, man, I do think of an Ed Reed type of safety because of the energy that you bring to the football field, right? And so just with that analysis and what you know about Ed Reed, well, what would you say to that?
I appreciate it, but I don't even think I'm close to Ed. Not close to Ed yet, but he is someone I do try to model my game after. You know what I'm saying? But when I think of guys like that, I think of guys that are servers of their team. They care about all the little things. They make sure to learn and then teach. They don't hide information. They're not selfish. You know, they're very selfless. They're willing to teach others. You know, they're willing to listen and be corrected. And communication, obviously, being on the football field is very big to them.
Right.
And it's big to me. So those are principles when it comes to the game of football that I hold dear. And just knowing where to be, being at the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
Trusting what you know too.
Right.
Trusting what you know, not depending solely on your instincts, but your instincts are benefits. You know, they're just extra factors. But the biggest, you know, main abilities is your mind, the mental state of the game. You know, understanding that.
And that is, I think that's something that a lot of cats miss out on, especially at the college level, you know what I'm saying? Not necessarily having that understanding of the mental side of things. And so I want to switch gears completely right now, though. I want to talk about this random question. When you were coming out of high school, right?
Yeah.
You didn't necessarily, you were just like me, right? You didn't have that red carpet rollout. Like, me in comparison to Kobe, you in comparison to Eric, right?
Yeah.
So when Eric started to get those things, some of the things that you weren't getting, right? How did that make you feel?
It didn't make me feel bad. You know, it was just God had different paths for us. That's how I seen it. You know, I was very happy for Eric because again, the difference is, and I'm gonna just say the truth. Eric had some strengths that I didn't, and I had some strengths Eric didn't. I think both of our strengths and weaknesses kind of complement one another. So like where Eric had the genetic gift and ability, I had the attitude and the grit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which helped me survive.
Yeah.
Like, and Eric having that knowledge of the game and ability also with the, you know, genetics, it benefited him, which helped him survive. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It just all benefits in the role that we play.
Yeah.
So like, that's why when I saw it at a young age, I wasn't bothered by it. I didn't envy it. I was happy because it's like, it's better for you to be in that situation than this situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
For someone like me who can take all, you know, dang, like I ain't getting this and just put your head down and work.
Yeah.
And still have a good perspective on the future. I just thought God just knew what he was doing. Like, I'm gonna make it that way.
Man, and I think more than anything, it's because you his big brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's your little brother. You don't want to see him go through the things you've been through.
No.
And I'm the exact same way. And I knew that you was gonna answer that like that. And so I just want to show the people, man, what type of person KJ Handley was. I want to put a spotlight on that. You're a very selfless person, very humble young man. And so, but just going based off of that, do you feel like you were under recruited coming out of high school? And if so, why?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Because now being in college, I'm better than I ever was in high school. I can gladly say I haven't peaked, and I'm not even close to peaking. I say yes in the fact that, yeah, I could have seen some guys that been on the college level that were scholarship. I could have said I could have been on scholarship as well.
Yeah.
But due to, I think, the film that I did put out, and I did compare it to others, it was like, it's potential, but it's not scholarship to where it's like, oh yeah, we gotta boom. Because my struggle was, you know, making more plays than what they wanted, showing more of my athleticism, but you know, my role at the time didn't call for all that.
Okay.
You know, of course, where did I make some plays on the ball? Yes, but not enough to where, you know, college coaches were like, yeah, we really want scholarship guy.
And we talking about strictly in the passing game.
Passing
I know
game.
you gonna come down here.
Hitting is easy, but it's all about the ball at the end of the day. You know, later in the year, I got to play kick returner. I showed what I could do with that. And that was probably my only thing. I wish I had played both sides at the time because I could really do something with the ball. I always told my dad I can. Like, and I almost ended up returning one last game of the season. Right. So, yeah, that's really all I would say about that. Like, I think I was under recruited in some aspects, but in all majority, not really. You know, it's just I do think underdog, but like I said, in all reality, it was just keeping real with myself. Like, there were other guys that were more athletic. I'll just be honest.
Yeah. And so, man, like, for what reason, or when it came time for you to make a decision about like where you were going to school, what were the talks you and your pops was having?
So, at first, I didn't want to. It was actually kind of crazy because.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I want to ask you this because we didn't talk about this last time.
What's up?
Did you have any offers coming out of high school?
No.
You had no offers. No D2s. No. Wow. Okay. Nah. All right. What were you saying? No, I just.
But So you remember at the time of COVID, HBCUs was big talk. Deion just got the JSU.
Yeah.
My plan was trying to go to JSU, but ASU to play under my aunt.
Yeah.
You know, because the Fairfield experience, I fell in love with it and wanted to be around, you know, cultural wise, being around HBCU and play for my aunt. But in that, the conversation with my dad was trusting him, and he knew best for me.
Yeah.
And looking back on it, I remember we had this conversation. Like I was being a little selfish because
Okay.
I was being a little selfish in the fact that I didn't trust him.
Okay.
I was like, man, Dad, I know where I want to go. I know where I want to go. Like, but UAB, there were people in there that cared for me, that wanted to see me flourish, coming here and seeing it was the best decision I ever made.
Okay.
You know.
And so I feel like you kind of hit on it a little bit, but I want you to go deeper into that. Why UAB?
Why UAB? UAB, Birmingham's home, man.
Right.
Like Birmingham's home. I had so much access to people. My trainer.
Yeah.
I have access to obviously my family. They're right down the street, friends, and there are also kids at the time too. Like in the high school, Kobe, all them. I wanted to go back and see, help, get information to, give them insight of the college experience.
Yeah.
So it just made sense.
Right.
It just made so much sense. Like, and I'll tell you the story. So it was a practice where we're on scout team, right? I wasn't frustrated about being on scout team because I knew at the time I'm still growing, I'm still trying to develop, and the guys ahead of me were just better.
Yeah.
And that's just me being, having enough humility to say that. Like, you had Starling, you had guys like Fat, CD, all them, and I was thinking like, dang, man, did I make a wrong decision? Because it's like I could have been playing.
Yeah.
And I started to think like, dang. And I didn't want to transfer because it's like, what am I transferring for?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so me and Coach Kory, we actually had a good talk. And from that point on, he respected me. Like, I think he always did respect me, but he had a different type of respect.
Okay.
Like, oh, he's mature. He's not going to lash out. Like, he at least wants to know, like, Coach, what's my role? Like, what's my purpose? I want to do more to help the team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when it came down to that, I ended up being rewarded for my efforts.
Yeah.
And I even got the later on in the year travel after making some plays with the A2s.
Where did you travel to?
I got to travel
was it
Liberty game, UTEP.
It was UTEP. Check me out.
And then, we all went to the BYU game, the Independence Bowl.
Liberty was in the Bahamas.
No, Liberty was the home game.
Okay. Here. Which one was the Bahamas?
That was the year after.
Did you go to that one?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Speak about that real quick, right? You went to the Bahamas. Like, how was that? You know what I'm saying?
The Bahamas was a decent experience because we went outside the country. Right. You know what I'm saying? It was very humbling, but the only thing I didn't like was how everything was just high price. So like, once you buy food, you dang near broke.
Yeah.
So
man, I was that was 22. That was 22.
Yep.
Because we was getting ready to go to to our bowl in Nashville. I think it was the Music City Bowl or something like that. And so, like, when I seen the bowl schedule when that came out, bro, I was jealous. I'm like, they going to the Bahamas.
Yeah.
But that and so my next question, I guess, would be, this upcoming season, what are some of your personal goals? The ones that you might be willing to share with us.
Some personal goals is to, number one, my personal goal is to prove to myself and gain respect back. Coming off of an injury, another one is scholarship. This time I want to put in, speak into the air, be on scholarship, and discipline, man.
Okay.
Coach O always says it: obedience over sacrifice. Outside of the facility and inside of it, I want to be disciplined. I want to be obedient to my Lord and Savior, all through and through. Right. And I'm still trying, still learning, but those have been some of my biggest goals, man.
Okay. And who are some who are some players, younger players, that you might have, like you ready to get the season rolling, ready to start playing beside them, maybe opposite of them, than being offensive players? Like, who's some guys to watch out for?
Over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At UAB, your teammates. Like,
So
shout some guys out, and maybe we can get them on the show.
so yeah, man, we got a lot. You got Trap, you got Ricky, you got who else? BB, my boy, my dog, running back.
Okay.
Ricky and Trap. Trap is a linebacker. Ricky's a cornerback.
Trap, holla at me, bro. Linebacker, UK.
I'll pitch you
Holla
on. There's some more. I'm really interested to see what this young boy named Cameron Shanks does for us.
Cameron Shanks?
Cameron Shanks.
Cameron Shanks, okay. What position?
Receiver.
What's his height, size?
So he's actually shorter than me, but
wow, okay.
The kid jumping out the roof and running through the gates.
Slaughter outside.
Slot.
Okay.
Slot. You just have so much talent. I won't lie. This is the most talented team that we have.
For real?
Yes.
Okay.
I will say that for a fact. This is the most talented team that we have. I'm gonna shout out my boy Nas, young guys like that. Bracy, Kyle.
Okay.
Man, the list just goes on. Like, it just goes on. You know, guys that are coming back from an injury, Jalen McCants, all of them. And all of them know I mean it. I mean it from the heart. I mean it sincerely. Like, those are guys I really want to see not just show us, but prove to themselves that they can do it.
Yeah.
You know, prove to themselves that they can do it. But leaders, I will call out that have been a very big voice that haven't really speaking much before. One of my dogs, Skylar, has been a good leader in the safety room.
Okay.
We even have guys like AJ Brown, that has been showing through example of his leadership skills. Who else? We have guys that work in the dark. Shout out to my boy Brandon Franklin.
Okay.
Linebacker. And, you know, I just don't have all the time to name the team, but, you know,
if
they watch this.
It sounds like I need to get the whole team.
Honestly, they're all great young men to interview, man. Their perspective is also something worthy of being interviewed, I believe, too.
Okay.
So,
and then, man, it's freezing out here. I think we just thugging it out. My last question to you, or one of my last questions, is what is something as this next season approaches, like a part of your game is you like, I need to take this to a next level? Is it your breaks? Is it your handout? Is it your catching? You know, like, what's that thing? Is it your man coverage? Is it your zone drops? What is it that you like, I need to take this to the next level?
I just need to show them I can take that ball. I've been doing
ball
that.
Hard.
Showing them that all. Watch my film. Been showing that all throughout the practice. I gotta just show them in the game now.
Okay. Well, man, like I said, I feel like this was it was short, but it was a quality interview. It's like 52 degrees out here right now with the wind. Boy. He just got done working out earlier this morning, so I ain't gonna bother him too much longer. But we appreciate you for tuning in to this episode, man. UAB Blazer, KJ Handley. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share this video around, and just like that,